Barack Obama got a Courage Award. A Courage Award.
And the Nobel Peace Prize.
So that's the beauty. Barack Obama, first day on the job, they give him a Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't even do anything yet. Here's your prize. I didn't do anything. Shut up and take it.
That was just for not being Bush.
He takes the Peace Prize. He immediately ramps up the war in Afghanistan, started bombing Libya, put a hit on Osama bin Laden, and ran out of bombs in Syria. And that's the thing about those peace prizes, Steve. Nobody ever tries to win a second one. So here he is getting his, thanks for laughing, Graham. I appreciate Steve laughing on the inside. So here is Barack Obama giving a speech.
Laughing quietly, Jimmy.
I know.
Remembering this, the times in which President Kennedy led us. Because for many Americans, I know that this feels like an uncertain and even perilous time. I hope that current members of Congress recall that it actually doesn't take a lot of courage to aid those who are already powerful.
It does take a lot of money, 400 grand to be exact. It does take 400 grand.
I'm laughing quietly again.
All right, he's got more to say.
Oh, really?
Already comfortable, already influential. But it does require some courage to champion the vulnerable. I hope they understand that courage means.
When did you ever champion the vulnerable? When did Barack Obama stick up for the teachers in Wisconsin? When did Barack Obama pass card check? When did he give us single payer when he had a filibuster proof? He didn't even give us he didn't even get us the public option. If he would have just given us the public option, that would have changed the game, which is why he didn't give it to us, because it would have changed the game, and his donors didn't want him to change the game. And he has more allegiance to his donors than he does to himself. Malcolm X told me that.
Well, hold on now. He helped the vulnerable a lot when he built all those private prisons. Like he gave them a bed. He gave them. There's 2 private prisons. The Geo organization, Geo Group, which is a private prison organization, built in Texas under Obama for illegal immigrants. And so they can be with their families. So
well, you know, the vulnerable, when he stuck up for the vulnerable and deported 2 million Hispanics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of standing up for splitting families in the middle of the night. He did that.
The vulnerable civilians that got the pleasure of an American drone strike raining down on their head, he helped them like, you don't have to live in this life anymore. I'm gonna help your vulnerability that much by putting a rainbow flag on an American rocket. That's the difference from a Democratic drone strike from a Republican one.
Remember the courage it took Barack Obama to stand up for Keith Ellison in the DNC race? Remember when he did that? Oh no, he did the opposite. He made sure they didn't have a progressive take over the DNC. He got Tom Perez to take that position. Tom Perez didn't even want to fucking take it. And then he twisted every other neoliberal's armed donor class to make sure they voted for him. And that's the good guy Barack Obama is, making sure we never have a progressive takeover of this country. That's his first agenda, to defeat the progressives, and he did it.
Because if we have progressives in this agenda, nobody's getting 400 grand to talk to a bank.
That's right.
True. Yeah, so on the issue of the private prisons, I mean, one thing I give him credit for is that he took the federal prison system off private prisons.
Oh, that's good.
So that's good. But the thing that he should really be criticized for, that I think people forget to criticize him for, is how much he amped up the wars around the world and sold arms around the world. Because the wars are one thing, okay? Our involvement, that's obviously terrible, but selling all those arms all over the world under his watch, you know, record number of sales to Saudi Arabia and other places. Even if we're not directly involved, by arming these people in these regions, we're destabilizing them, and we're basically giving folks the opportunity to kill each other en masse. And then it justifies us going into war yet once again.
Yeah.
Well, he did a great job of the drone strikes to a wonderful job of creating more terrorists. You know, because think about it, if your next door neighbor, there's a meth lab next door to you, and they're bad people, it's an awful criminal organization on your street, and the cops, instead of coming and arresting these people, just send a drone strike, and that drone accidentally kills one of your friends or family, or your kid loses a limb or something like that, you're gonna be like, yay, we got the bad guys, right? Thanks for helping.
That's how it works. Sometimes innocent people get killed when you're going after bad guys.
That's the analogy that I use all the time. Right. I said, just imagine if Mexico dropped drone strikes in Los Angeles to kill, drug kingpins.
Mexican drug cartel guys.
Yeah, and because Mexico's claim is, well, in the US, you're not doing a good job, so we're gonna do it ourselves. And every now and then, they kill 15 people in Bel Air, 27 people in the Palisades. Yeah. They drop a bomb on the Bel Air Beach Club. What then?
Yeah,
you
and
just say, what's collateral damage? Most of the times, they get the bad guys. They don't have the intention of killing these people.
And they dispute the numbers. Now, wait a minute. Now, the people of Bel Air said 15, but our numbers only said 5.
Yeah,
and that's what the military does. They'll bring the number, and then that's an acceptable loss.
Hey, are you sick and tired of corporate Democrats? So are we. So why not become a member of the Young Turks and help us say no to corporate money? If you become a member, it helps support shows like the Aggressive Progressives who are pissed off at corporate Democrats. Go to tytnetwork.com/join. It's only $10 a month. It helps keep us independent and keep bringing you the truth.